Hey, we've been talking a lot about mission and method and how to identify those two things in every conversation and sort of how to marry them together. And I had an opportunity to talk to my good friend Dawson about how he's doing that as a day camp director at Forestcliff Camp. I think this is really good. You're going to see how they use the mission as their foundation. They build off of that and how they've been able to pivot and pivot well during this time. I think you're going to get a couple of cool ideas out of this. So let's all enjoy this conversation that I got to have with Dawson together.
My name's Dawson Metcalfe. I live in London, Ontario, and I work for Forestcliff Camps. So we have an overnight location in Lambton Shores, Ontario, which is on Lake Huron, halfway between London and Sarnia. So if you know where that is. Yep. And we also run 3 day camps. So we have 3 traveling day camps that service churches in southwestern Ontario. So we go to Chatham and Burlington. We're up into the Hamilton area, and then we're down to Sarnia and St. Thomas and London. So and my role at camp is I'm one of the day camp directors. So I work alongside the day camp director named John Burkholder, and we together run a successful day camp that we love to do. So.
Well, I wanted to take a few minutes to chat. I know Forestcliff is doing some things sort of really intentionally to pursue its mission. So just first of all, can you share maybe 1 or 2 ways that Forestcliff is sort of intentionally going after its mission? Like, what's the mission at Forestcliff and how are you running after that? The way I use the language is like, how are you making decisions on purpose?
Sure. So at Forestcliff, our mission is to create unforgettable, life-changing camp experiences that encourage kids to grow in their relationship with Jesus Christ. So it's a little bit long, but it's got a lot kind of packed in there. And one of the biggest ways that we've done that in the past, and one of the examples I'll just use now is when we've been at camp for 82 years. So 82 years, we've had an overnight location. And in 2015, we decided to run day camp. So day camp started in 2015. We hired on John Burkholder, and then he assembled a team and started building how we were going to run it. And so now our new saying that we have at camp, kind of in our internal organization, we have a saying, it's 2 experiences, 1 mission. So we create the exact same experience at our overnight location. And then we create, or I guess a different experience, but we are on the same mission. So it doesn't matter what it is that we're doing. We are there to have fun, build relationships with kids, share the message and gospel of Jesus Christ, and build relationships with them and have a great time.
Can you give a couple of examples of things that, like maybe even just in this season of COVID and overnight camps and day camps, how are you guys sort of pursuing that now in a way that's both intentional and really making that work? Because I'm sure you've had to make a few adjustments.
Yeah. So last summer, actually, the government called off overnight camps, and then they gave the day camps the option to run. We decided to not run just for the safety of our staff and our campers and families. So we didn't run, but what we did was we pivoted to an online experience with kids. So we sent out a 15-minute video that encouraged kids to get outside, spend time with family. And we gave them like Bible verses to learn and songs to sing and dance to. And that was one of the biggest ways that we pivoted. But we stayed on our mission. We made sure that it was fun. We made sure that it was Christ-centered. We made sure that we were building relationships. So one of the biggest ways we did that was we had our staff members sending kids videos online, just saying, hey, thanks so much for your submission. We'd love to see you do X, Y, and Z. And then they could respond and say, hey, that was really cool. Thanks for sending it. Or like campers could send us stuff and we could send them stuff. So we had the relationship aspect in there. One of our biggest things was how do we take our mission and create a Forestcliff camp experience for people while they're at home and while they can't be out in connection with other people super close like we could before.
Right. What was like maybe one of the biggest wins?
So we put out a lot of challenges for parents and kids. And then what we had them do was send us pictures and videos of what they did together as a family. And then we would put them into a highlight reel. And the amount of response that we heard from parents and kids, the encouragements that we got from them to keep it up and keep going. And then from parents saying like, this was massive for our kids to be able to have something to do. And it actually reminded them of camp. So we really, really love to have that happen.
That was last year. This year, probably not overnight camps again, but maybe probably day camps, but maybe probably online, but maybe not. So how are you guys, like, how are you balancing all that? How are you kind of building, sort of methods, probably 2 or 3 layers deep that fit that mission?
We are just making sure that all things that we do fit inside of what we do best. And that's caring for kids, bringing the gospel to parents and families, and making sure that it's fun. So we're planning for our day camps right now. We've got lots of our activities set. And we're figuring out how to do things safely is big for us right now. But like, we're constantly strategizing as a team. We're listening for guidance from the government, and then we take that guidance and figure out how does it fit with our camp. And if it doesn't fit, then things don't happen. And when it does fit, things happen, and they happen well.
Yeah. And I love that, because there's so many, I'll bet I could just imagine a board table or a Zoom room full of a bunch of camp directors sitting around throwing things at a wall that sound amazing. But then, having to have the discipline to sit back and go, you know what, that's a terrific idea. That's just a little too far outside the line.
A lot of that stuff happened more in the past. So now this year we're trying to figure out like, hey, so we're probably going to have to cohort. If we can't run overnight camps, maybe we do family camps and the parents can cohort with each other. So pitching ideas of how do we redo our activities? We used to have kids go to activities with other kids and they would intermingle, but now with cohorting, you can't do that. So pitching like, we add all these activities and they all go everywhere, and we're going to pitch tents and we're going to have meals outside, and all of these things are awesome and great, and just figuring out how to do them is tough. But
you mentioned one of your jobs right now, just before we started, you mentioned that one of your big jobs right now is hiring, like you're looking for teams and hiring. How has like hiring changed, or the leaders that you're looking for changed based on your situation right now, or has it?
Yeah, so it's changed a little bit. So we're actually looking for more staff than we ever have in the past. And one of those reasons
is because looking for more staff.
More staff. So we, at our overnight camp, so we hire approximately about 120 staff in the summer. Okay. This year, we're looking for more like 150 or 160 because we're adding a couple of positions. So at our overnight camp, we have our nurse's aide, so somebody who helps out with the nursing and distributing of meds and injuries and that. We're looking for 2 of those because we want to make sure that somebody is on the COVID side of things and more COVID focused, right, and one person is doing the medication. So there's that. Our waterfront's going to be really different if we're able to run it, because we're going to have more times where cabins are coming and going than we did in the past, because we're not going to be able to throw everybody at the beach, right, because you can't cohort that way. Right. So we're going to have 2 waterfront directors, more lifeguards, more counseling staff, and trying to make sure that we're intentional with having as many people that align with what we do on our team as possible, so that we can create those Forestcliff camp experiences while also being safe during COVID.
That's really cool, because so many people are backing off on leadership roles, but you guys are doubling down and going, in order to accomplish this, we actually need to do more. And I guess we're just going to kind of trust God to get us there.
100%. Oh man. Yeah, absolutely.
Give me the 30-second pitch. Let people know, what you're planning for the summer. You have a little bit, how they can either, support the mission or experience the mission of Forestcliff. How does that happen?
So this summer, we're really working hard to figure out how to run things. We're pretty sure day camps are going to run because they were last year. We have a lot more guidance. And we have some guidance coming. Overnight camps, we're not quite sure yet, but we're really hopeful. We have lots of campers registered. If you need more information, you can go to forestcliff.ca. And there's pages and pages of information there, and lots of photos and videos and fun stuff. We're on all social media platforms, Forestcliff Camps. You can email me at dawson@forestcliff.ca if you have any questions. Great ways to support. You can pray for us. You can send us encouraging words. We love to be encouraged. Like, everybody loves to be encouraged when you're working hard on stuff. You can make donations. We actually have a sponsorship program where we sponsor kids that can't afford to go to camp, so then make sure that they come. So you could sponsor campers. There's lots and lots of ways, and lots of them are on the website. So you can check that out.
All right, man. Well, I don't know about you. I am looking forward to the day that COVID is over and you and I are sitting around a picnic table sharing a giant big gallon of sweet tea.
Oh my goodness, what a day that'll be.
That's going to be a good day. But until then, we will do it on Zoom, and
we will.
I'll talk to you a little later.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mike. Have a good one.